today we're doing a VR. Yeah, VR. Love doing these. Not done one for absolutely ages. It's one that's doing the rounds at the minute. I think Roger's done one, although I'm only halfway through that. Sorry, mate. yeah, it goes on a bit this time, and I had a chance to watch it earlier. James has done it, I think. Is it Goblin Retro? Anyway, I'll put the ones that I come across in the comment section. So the comment section might alter over the next week. And before we get to it, anybody else wants to have a go at this? I love seeing the responses go around. Be interested to see Eddie. Eddie's got unusual tastes in games. Yeah, he might like pick a lot of different stuff to everybody else. It'd be interesting if he's about, if he'd like to do a response. And anybody else, if this is not, as everybody always says, open to anybody this. Always nice to see other people's thoughts, even though they're always wrong. As James is, always. Yeah, if you're watching, mate, you're always wrong. Yeah, so what is the video? Not even said yet, have I? Pop, detoxing, drunk far too much on holiday. Yeah. Tootie started again and I've stopped. Who saw that coming? The video, the idea of the video, it's top 10 series of games. So I agree with James, a series must be more than 2. Yeah, it has to be at least 3. So there were some games that I'd have liked to have picked, but they didn't meet the criteria. Yeah, like School Days and Back to School. Brilliant specky games if you've never played them. Unfortunately, only 2, so it doesn't count. Yeah, there has to be more. Honourable mention has to be, that's why it's on. I tried to shoehorn it in, is Mario. Huge fan of Mario. So many great platformers. Apart from the one on the N64 that we won't mention. I know some people like it for some reason. Yeah, I would have liked to have picked Mario. I don't think I've got a platformer in here. No. Maybe? Sort of, yeah. Anyway, I would like to have picked Mario, but it's top 10, not top 11, so Mario got left out. So what are my picks? I hear you cry. Well, we'll start with number 10. Now, number 10 should have been a lot higher, but it was let down by the third in the series. A few people already know what I'm going to show. Yeah, 2 classic games, brilliant games, and then a shit one. So it had to come in at number 10. The 2 brilliant ones prop up the third one. That game is Renegade 1, 2 and 3. So you've got Renegade, Target Renegade and Renegade 3. For those who haven't played them, it's... if you like Streets of Rage, this is better. A lot older, but basically it's Streets of Rage. Renegade, classic, as is its sequel. The third one, this one, the game we shall not mention, it's absolutely stinkingly dreadful. So it pulls it down to number 10. That's how good these 2 are. It only pulls it down to number 10. So that's my first favourite series of all time. Still play these to this day. Yeah, so that's Renegade. 1, 2 and 3. Next we have a series, I know Roger's picked this because that's where I am on his video. Great series. I was introduced to it by a mate. He had it for the PC. I'm not a PC person, I had it for the Xbox. Anyway, it's Far Cry. Far Cry. You've got, I don't play modern stuff as people know. You've got Far Cry Instincts, Predator 2, 3, which is my favourite, and the only other one I've got is 4. For those 3 people in the world who haven't played it, Far Cry is a first-person shooter in which you can pretty much go anywhere and do anything. Yeah, if you can see it, you can fly it, or drive it, or ride it, or swim in it, or whatever you want. Yeah, you can approach the levels however you want. I'm obviously gung-ho, no sniping from me. Yeah, great series. I've heard 5 isn't as good, but I don't care because I don't have the console. But yeah, love Far Cry. Great fun. If you like a shooter. That case is correct. I'll have to sort that out. We're going to run out of room, so we'll move them forward. So that's my second pick, Far Cry. Third, Mario Kart. Love Mario Kart. Got Mario Kart Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Double Dash, which I still have never played, and the Switch version, which has just been superseded by the Switch 2 one, which I've not seen. There's also a Wii version, but I don't have it. I don't collect for the Wii. But if I did, it's one I would purchase. Love Mario Kart. For me, the best is still Super Mario Kart on the SNES. It's a game I still put on the Super Nintendo. Great fun. That's not. It's slow and fugly. But a great series. Yeah, Mario Kart. Great fun, especially with a mate. Yeah, played it for ages. I think, if I recall, it's a long time since I've played it, but I think on the Super Nintendo, the two players, more of a arena type thing. I don't think you can play the levels against a second player. I think, but I might have dreamt that. It's not the same. It's not the same. What's next? Next is a great series. It's Burnout. So we've got, they're all mixed up. We've got Burnout on the PS2. We've got Burnout Dominator, Burnout 3, Burnout Revenge, and Burnout Paradise. These are just balls out arcade races. That's all they are. With great crash mechanics. Unlike a lot of racing games, when you wipe out, it's not always the end. You're back on and you're off again. And also the early ones have, does it show here? No, they had like they'd set you up on a bit of road and you'd have to do the biggest crash you could do, involving loads of different cars and trucks and whatnot. And I really enjoyed them, but they dropped them from the series, which I thought was a shame. Although this is great fun. Played this for ages. This is open world, if you've not played it. There's no screenshots. Yeah, it's open world. You have a big like map of America, but I can't remember if it's real America or made up America. Anyway, you have a big map, cities and mountainous ranges, and you just pick levels and you do different things, point to point races where you have to smash so many cars, races where you chased. Yeah, just arcade fun these. Everyone's played them, everybody knows. Everybody knows. Again, we're going to pile them up because we're going to run out of room. So that's number 4. So we're getting closer to the. To be honest, I could swap these round all day long. If you asked me in a week, I'd pick a different 10. Probably, maybe, no, yeah, yes. Another racer, but this one's totally at the other end of the scope. This is Forza. This nearly didn't get in. It was nearly Gran Turismo, but I think Gran Turismo was just got a bit too arcadey, whereas this, well, I say this, I've not played the Xbox One because I don't have one. Do I? I do have one, but I've just not played it. Yeah, anyway, first one, Forza Motorsport, on the original Xbox. Great fun. I like the really long races. You could do a race that was about 50-60 laps, and you had to watch your tyre wear and you had to pit for fuel. Unfortunately, they dropped that from the series. I think it's only in Forza. But I thought they were great fun. I have a lot of spare time. Yeah. Forza 2, which was the first on the 360, followed by 3, which, as I recall, had the Top Gear tracking. I think, or it might have been 4. I don't know. I think it was 3. Yeah, Top Gear track, and then 4. Incidentally, these are still the only 2 games I've got that support the 3-screen racer setup. It says there, Top Gear. Yeah, Top Gear. Yeah, so it's great fun. Great series. Hundreds of thousands of cars to choose from. You can tune them all up to suit yourself. I personally like taking an old knacker, like an old Volvo, and putting a Lamborghini engine in it, and then not being able to drive it. Yeah, great fun. Proper simulating racing. Next, I had to have one in here somewhere. It's point and click. I go back and forth between this and Simon the Sorcerer as my favourite, but there's only 2 Simon the Sorcerer games, so it doesn't count. Not for this anyway. What we've got here is Discworld, Discworld Noir, Discworld 2 even, and Discworld Noir. For those who haven't played them, of any point and clicks, basically they're like a puzzle game where you have to listen to the people, characters who tell you things that help you progress through the game, and sometimes they will need things which you'll have to find or maybe get from other people, or you'll come against puzzles that you have to use objects you've found to get further. There tend to be static screens with graphics moving, but mainly painted. These are based on the Terry Pratchett Discworld novels. If you've not read the books, read the books. Brilliant, very funny. Sadly, Terry's passed away with Alzheimer's, I think it was, a few years back. But yeah, brilliant series. Basically, it's a flat world, like ours, sat on top of 4 elephants, sat on a turtle flying through space. Yeah, mad idea, utterly brilliant, great fun, laugh out loud. There's not many games you can play where you actually laugh. Yeah, Discworld definitely deserves a place in any top 10. Next, this was a close choice. This I'm a big Tomb Raider fan, but personally I think these games are slightly better and they're basically very similar. It's the Soul Reaver Legacy of Kane series. I just love these. The first one's very different. The first one's more of a top-down RPG, but then after that they released the 3D games, which is Legacy of Kane, Blood Omen and Defiance. They basically play very similar to Tomb Raider, but there's no boobs. There's no boobs. Instead you've got a bitey vampire. You have to collect souls for energy, and you can also jump backwards and forwards through time, which is a brilliant mechanic, because when he jumps backwards and forwards it's literally 1,000 years. So a building that looks brand new is suddenly falling to bits or a burnt out shell. And this also allows you to get to different places, because you might see a ledge and there's no way up because it's all shiny, and then you jump forward in time and part of the walls collapsed because it's all decrepit, and then suddenly you've got a ledge you can get to get higher up. Yeah, very clever games, and I'd say they're better than Tomb Raider. Really, really. I've heard rumours that there's going to be a new one. Unfortunately, I'm sure it's not going to come out on PS1, so I'll probably never play it, but great series. If you've not played it, you must. Top 3 now. Top 3. Really struggled to get them in an order. And then some of these, they all deserve to be higher, but you've got to have an order, I suppose. I am waffling today. So at number 3 we have Oddworld. We have Oddworld, the original. We have, I think that's Abe's Odyssey. Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus, the weakest in the series, which is Munch's Odyssey, which is like a 3D platformer. And then we have the greatest, one of my favourite games of all time, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, which is basically a first-person, third-person shooter where you play a sort of 4-legged monster in a cowboy environment. Does that make sense? I love that game so much. It's the only limited run game I own in my collection. It's the HD remaster on the PS3. Unfortunately sealed. I'm so tempted to open this so I can play it. I didn't know it was sealed when I bought it, and now I've bought it. I'm looking for another copy just so I can play it. I might just get the Switch version. I think it's been released on the Switch. Yeah, so that's that, and that's that. As I said, that's the weakest one. It's got a sticker on I need to get off. These play more like a thinking man's platformer, so they're side on, but it's mainly puzzles. You've got you've got psychic powers and you can control other characters and make them do your whim. Say if there was a guard, 2 guards, you could get one of the guards to shoot the other guard. So you know you can clear a path because he's pretty much of a weak character. He has to use his noggin. Yeah, so that's number 3. Great series. Stranger's Wrath though. If you've not played that, you must. Awesome. Running out of room again. We'll move some up. Move some up. Top 2. Where are we going to go? I'm literally looking at them now and thinking about swapping them round. No, I'm going to stick to my guns. Number 2. Number 2 is Shining Force. Love Shining Force. We've got Shining Force 1, got Shining Force 2 on the Mega Drive. We've got Shining Force CD on the Mega CD, which I still haven't played. I must. And then we've got the first part of Shining Force even 3 on the Saturn. The other parts were not released in the UK unless you've got a good friend. Unless you've got a good friend who knows a man who can get you the English version. This was done by some fans years later, so all the Japanese text has been replaced by English, so I can play it now. Yeah, Stu sorted this out for me, very grateful. It's on my playlist. So Shining Force, it's just a standard tactics RPG. I love my tactics game. Rather than spend a lot of time talking to characters, it's mainly about the fighting. And you tend to have to, instead of just being like in a standard RPG, being statistics and you're just bouncing back and forth like in Final Fantasy, there's a lot more involved in setting your characters up. Yeah, tactics. Yeah, so that's my number 2. It was Chris Diamond who got me into these, and I just flew through the first 2. I think it was during COVID actually. Yeah, the disease we shall not name. Yeah, absolutely one of my favourite game series in all time, and really, really struggled not to make it my number 1. But there has to be a number 1, and for me, I'm to reach. It's Zelda. It's Zelda. Love Zelda. The first one I played on the SNES. Great RPG. I still yet to play the NES ones. We have Zelda. I don't even know what they're called. The Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2 on the NES. No room. I knew I'd run out of room. Well, with the SNES one, we have the N64 game, so we've got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Still the only game I actually enjoyed on the N64. Yeah, brilliant, really enjoyed it. Still yet to play. Then we have, on the GameCube, we have got Four Swords, Twilight Princess, and The Wind Walker. I tried The Wind Walker. It's like a cartoony graphics. I enjoyed the levels. I couldn't even do the first boss. Far too hard for me. Involved hand-to-eye coordination. It's totally beyond me. So I was gutted because I really wanted to get into that one, but couldn't. We also have probably the newest games in my collection, the Switch games. So we've got Echo of Wisdom, Tears of the Kingdom, Link's Awakening, and Breath of the Wild. Which one have I played? That one. Yeah, played that all the way through a couple of months back. Loved it, absolutely loved it. I was tempted to go straight into Tears of the Kingdom. I decided to have a break, play something else. But they're all going to get played. All of them are going to get played. So they're my top 10. Bit of a waffly mixed up video. Yeah, but I think definitely these are my top 10 game series. My top 10 games series. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Any favourites in here? As I said at the start, please do a response. I love seeing what other people choose. As I said at the start also, you're always wrong. These are the top 10. If you've picked anything else, especially if it's something eggy, James, you're totally wrong and sick. Anyway, enough shite from me. Thanks for watching, those who did. Catch you later. Bye bye.